Gentlemen, we've got a fine show for you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the top of the order queue there. You aren't going to believe.
The following program is brought to you in living color.
That's a turnaround to your right. I don't want to go into the sun. I'm going to come over.
What's up, guys and girls? How the blooming devil are you? Let's make sure that we got some audio going on here, because I know that we've had some sketchy moments in the past, but it's looking good. The live chat's already filled. I'm loving it. The coffee is not yet filled. This is an issue on a Friday night. And yes, some may have already noticed that my hair is let down, but it's far from the length it would have been in the last episode. So first things first, let's get a little brew sorted out. And yeah, so here we are, guys and girls. Yes, it's Friday. Yes, it's another Friday night live. And I'm doing pretty well. We haven't spilled none. Look at that. And you are here with me for the next foreseeable future to break away from the madness of the working week, hopefully in most cases, and tune in to the joys that are the weekend ahead, the possibilities, the adventures, and all of those lovely things that come with that. So, as always, it is awesome to see so many usual suspects in the live chat. Appreciate the hell out of you guys taking the times out of your evenings, afternoons, whatever time, wherever you are, just to tune in and get into the live chats and blow that little situation up in there, because it is the one and the ultimate community that is driving this show. So, first Friday night salute goes to you lovely guys and girls for holding it down in there. That doesn't go to say or neglect anybody that doesn't have the opportunity to watch this live and comes and visits after the fact. We appreciate you just as much, and you are just as part of the Friday Night Live family as all of these ruffians and scallywags that get into the live chats. So as always, appreciate you being here, whether it's here now in this moment, or if it is after the fact and on the replay. That's what the trendy people in show business call it, watching it on replay or something like that. So let's just take a moment. Tune out from the negative of the week. Tune in to the positive, which is the kook sat in front of you with a lid on. Have a little breathe out. And let's get this show going, guys and girls. So, what a week as it has been. I feel really out of touch. Even though it was only a week ago since we done the last Friday Night Live, I just feel sort of out of touch with it all. A bit of a little like frantic rush to get everything sorted, because I was off in the land of editing and fairies as such. And so just getting everything sorted this evening. I had it in the back of my head last week that I was going to do something entirely different with the setup to the so-called studio. However, that in one side of my mind, and then time being of the essence in the other, yeah, that hasn't happened. So we are in very familiar surroundings as such. But yes, it is another week down in 2024. Can you believe it? After last week being a short week here in the UK because it was a bank holiday weekend, so it was only a 4-day working week, it dragged. And it's always the case that sometimes those so-called short weeks feel like they are the absolute longest known to mankind. However, This week was a full working week. And by days, I just cannot believe it's Friday night already. The week has just absolutely disappeared without a trace, let me just say that. But I hope you guys and girls have had a fantastic week. I hope it's been good to you. I hope you're in good spirits. I hope you're not too drained from the daily grind. And hey, let me know. Let me know in the live chats, or let me know in the comments in the video below, or below the video. Easy for you to say. How has the week treated you? Has it been good? Has it been or has it been kind of like, no, it's been a sucky week? I know that there are a few individuals out there, especially within my friend group, that have suffered, and it's been an absolute drag this week, and it's been diabolical, and they're having to push through some really heavy hurdles in life. So for those, I hope you find the strength, I hope you find the positivity, and I hope you find the path that you need to walk. So on that note, we're with you, we're in support, and we hope you win by the sooner rather than later, let's just say that. But let's have a little look in the live chats, because this is something that I always say that I want to do, and I say it in most shows, so I've neglected it. I bet you're all waiting for me to say it, and that is, I will try my very best to keep an eye on the live chats. If there's questions, if there's things that I can kind of refer to or pull up, I will. However, I'm not very good at it, as if you're a regular viewer of this show, you would have noticed. However, I do go back after the show and I read through all of the chats. Last week live chat was just insane, and there was so many bits that I wanted to pick up on in this show, but because I'm just terrible at my job and my research team failed me, I haven't pulled up the specific comments that I wanted to comment on. A few people noticed that the video or the picture looked crisper than normal, so I'm appreciating that, because yeah, we're trying to make it a little bit more, you know, bring a little je ne sais quoi to it. We're trying to fluff up the edges, as one would say. But anyway, I'm rambling. Let's have a little look in the live chat. Who have we got? I know that Dan Cov is currently, or was currently, on the way home from work. So dude, if you are here, all good, man. Sounds like you clocked out of the working week, and I know that you are one of the many that this Sunday have got big things on the cards, and I know you're not the only viewer of the Friday Night Live, and we will see if this individual here that's got some awesome stuff going on Sunday. So yeah, Dan Cov, we've got Tom. I also noticed the standard issue, the first this evening in the live chats, and I've got to give him a shout out, the Everyday Surfer. Adam, absolute legend. Stoked for you that the Huntington Beach was firing for you last weekend, and we'll speak about that maybe further later on in the show. Dave Usan, absolute honour to have you here, sir. And the legendary Rich Slade is in the live chats as well, which I'm hoping very much I will be seeing you on Sunday, my sir. So Dan Cov, typical, usual suspect firing off as it is, the legendary Cockney Buddha. And we also are joined by none other than the most awesome Pippa herself. So Pippa, I appreciate you tuning in, because I know it's not early. It's not really a good time for us on this side of the pond. However, we tend to cater to the ladies and gentlemen on the other side of that old Atlantic. And yes, oi oi. It's like a war cry for that gentleman. So yeah, Cockney Buddha, I took the time out of my day actually to catch up on a few of your podcasts, because I was slacking today. And if you're unaware, this gentleman in the live chats, Cockney Buddha, he does have a YouTube channel, but he also has quite a mean little podcast by the name of Getting Real with Cockney Buddha. And if you've never tuned into one, I'd highly recommend you go and check out his channel. I think the podcasts are on there. However, what would you use? Buzzsprout, I think I'm right in saying. And yeah, just awesome. The episode that I was most taken on today was in regards to you talking about your youngest, what's the word? Graduating from college, I believe that's the right term. Awesome. And there was another episode afterwards, but I'm not going to spoil that one. I'll let everybody else that's viewing go and take the little journey themselves, because yeah, dude, podcast is pretty awesome. I've been tuned into it. Yeah, look, check it out. I was right as well. Buzzsprout. So yeah, props for the podcast, my dear sir. So yeah, anyway, guys and girls, trying to get back on track because there's me trying to be sociable and all that jazz. But we do have a show to get on with. So moving forward, I know we say it every week. I will try to hit, I'm going to hit the news on the hour mark because I'm over at trying to get the news done for the hour mark. We'll leave that for another day. But some of you eagle-eyed viewers may have already noticed that, yes, I've had my barnet chopped, but you may have also noticed the name for the YouTube channel has changed. Yes, it is official, guys and girls. We have dropped the 30-year-old part from the channel name. It is now just merely Grom. And I don't know if that is something that is going to stay moving forwards. It might even change up. Some of you that may be familiar with my other account on the platform Instagram will know that I have gone by the name of the Surfing Sturgeon. However, I kind of neglected it because I felt like I wasn't doing enough surfing to really even refer to myself as any kind of surfer. And yes, if you are avid viewers of this channel, you will know that I am slowly cruising towards the 40 mark. And as much as I love the idea of the 30-year-old Grom just being a brand in itself, because I think anybody that's past that age will just remain a child at heart. Don't matter really what age you've passed, but yeah, if you are in the position that you understand what the term Grom means, it's kind of a play on words with the fact that basically I'm just merely a big kid. However, having to explain that is kind of like rule 101 of any brand. You shouldn't have to go that heavy in explaining it. So this year, obviously cruising towards 40, I feel like I was misleading viewers in even hinting at the term 30, because we is way past that, ladies and gentlemen. But obviously Grom has stuck for now. So the big question to you guys and girls, and I'd like to know your feedback on this, should I stay with just Grom? Should I maybe move into the lane which would be the Surfing Sturgeon? Or do I just even go more simple than that? And do I contemplated the thought earlier on of just going on with Mart's vlog. Because then if you were going to talk to a mate or say to somebody else, you'd be like, have you seen Mart's latest vlog? I don't know. Who knows? Let me know in the comments and it'd be interesting. Rich Slade's already said that I should go for the 40-year-old Grom. Yeah, dude, I had thought about that. Yeah, I'm just thinking, what is it they call it? Like evergreen content, or making it timeless, shall we say? I think just dropping the number out completely is a winner, but I do like the idea of just keep clocking it up. Maybe we just change the channel name every year. But who knows? I would be really interested, and it would be kind of some market research, shall we say, if you guys and girls were to help me locate what the channel name should be going into the latter part of the year. It'd be interesting. Mobility scooter Grom. Yeah, that's just taking the mick. Keep the abuse for when I get the glasses on, why don't you? Right, and it is. We're pretty much there. We're near enough on the hour mark, so let's get some super professionalism in this show, if ever I do say so. So let's do it. I know you lovely lot love this, so it'd be rude if I don't give it to you. And in saying that, let's see, we've lost all professionalism. It went out the window ages ago. Years ago, in fact, but we'll try our best, won't we? Yes, guys and girls, it is Friday Night Live, and it is the Friday Night Live news. You love it. Let the abuse commence. This week, we actually continue on, and this is kind of a little random one, from a story last week. Now, if you remember the story about the cheese chasers, the magnificent run down the hill, and you're an eagle-eyed viewer, you would have noticed that I used these two beloved characters as my lead into that story. Now, it was very convenient that at the beginning of this week, I heard that there's some news in the Wallace and Gromit camp. So, have you heard the news, or am I breaking it to you now? Check this out, and if you know him, you'll love him, because we all love him. A trailer released on Thursday for the BBC's Vengeance Most Foul shows the villain's keys, comb, tape measure and glove being put on a prison tray before he enters a cell while a guard looks on before cracking his neck. Yes, none other than the legend himself, Feathers McGraw. He appeared on the scenes for the first time in 1993's Oscar-winning short film The Wrong Trousers, which I think is a misprint in the information because I want to say, oh no, it was The Wrong Trousers. I'm thinking of Grand Day Out, which was the very first one. He rented a room and by disguising himself as a chicken with a red glove on his head, was subsequently, yeah, it's late, guys and girls, arrested and sent to a zoo after trying to steal a priceless diamond. The character will return and get revenge on the inventor Wallace and his loyal beagle Gromit soon. They're claiming by the end of the year, possibly for Christmas. If you're familiar with the Wallace and Gromit series by the inventor and director Nick Park, then you will know these are an awesome set of programs, movies, shorts, whatever you want to call them. And I think out of all of the characters, this character, according to Nick Park himself, is the one person that they've been asked over and over again, is he ever going to make an appearance? And if I'm honest, I love this supervillain. Like, everybody loves a good baddie, right? And Feathers McGraw is most definitely up there. Moving on to quite a crazy story, if I'm brutally honest. There was a patient in a hospice by the name of Constance Glantz. Yeah, I don't even know if that's a real name. Obviously, let's just say. She was 74 years old and she had thought to have died in a hospice in Nebraska earlier in this week. She was transferred and an undertaker was prepping her body for her funeral when they noticed that she was still breathing. And you'll see the clip here. You could, like, I should have grabbed the whole clip itself. If you want to go and see like the deputy police officer that was in charge of it or something, he's released a whole speech on it. But seriously, being carted off from a hospice where you're supposed to be given end of life care, and they've pretty much given up on your end of life care because they think you're dead, and they pretty much wheel you off to the morgue and you're still breathing. Little bit scary. I had a friend of mine that was always so scared that she could ever possibly be buried alive that I think, and this is no word of a joke, like no word of a lie, that she has in her will that please put a needle near my eye and if I blink, don't bury me. Emergency workers gave her CPR and she was taken to a hospital where her condition has not been made public. But yeah, Constant Glantz, I suppose it's spelled Glantz, and 74, bless her. So yeah, I hope she makes a full recovery. And yeah, dude, if she gets back to that hospice, I hope she gives them what for. So, moving on to our last story of the week. We've all heard that pigs may fly, but this week, ladies and gentlemen, it's true, bears fly too. Rescuers caught a sedated black bear with a tarpaulin cover as it fell from a tree after roaming into a residential area in the US. Officials were forced to tranquilize the animal after it had sheltered in a tree in Camp Hill near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So in some people's neck of the woods in the live chats. Students and staff at the nearby school were told to stay indoors during the drama, according to local news website PennLive.com. Wildlife officials worked with public safety and emergency rescue teams to safely capture the bear. Fire and rescue workers used a ladder vehicle to move closer to the animals so that they could administer a tranquilizer shot. The sedated animal fell about 6 meters into a large blue tarpaulin cover held by several wildlife officers as well as police officers and firefighters. And I don't know if this photo does it justice, but bearing in mind, yeah, I'm not too sure I'd want to be on the receiving end of trying to catch a black bear in a tarpaulin. But hey, this is the Friday night live news. You wouldn't hear these kind of stories anywhere else. Little bit rough around the edges if you ask me, but man, I tell you what, catching black bears and being carted off to the morgue when you're not dead, yeah, you will not hear those kind of breaking news stories on your mainstream media. There were a few other stories that I edged away from reporting this week because they were, let's just say, a little bit grim. I thought even carting off a dead person to a morgue that isn't dead was a little bit away from the normal fun and games of the Friday Night Live, but I am very much happy in hearing that Feathers McGraw will be making an appearance. I think they're claiming it's going to be here for Christmas, so I'm kind of excited for that one. But nevertheless, it's been a while, and I know that you're dying to see it, and I'm really hoping that I can, I don't know, bring the feel, bring the vibe, and get all of the bits in the right order. Because you know me, guys and girls, I try to kind of, you know, bring a little bit of show business to it. But as you can see by my reading skills, and also the fact that I seem to be absolutely rushing off my little tits this evening, maybe it's the coffee, or maybe it's actually the fact that I haven't had enough coffee. Let's get into the next segment, because I know you love it, and I know you want more of it. But I know that I just haven't been bringing it to the table. And that is just something that is not acceptable in the book of the Grom. So let's try this one. Let's see if you like it. Because let me know in the comments. I reckon this is kind of a vibe.
And then after that, just drop in, just ride the barrel and get pitted. So pitted.
Yeah, boys and girls, surf report with the Grom. So, can never see absolute anything with these glasses on. But yeah, attire sponsored Freedom to Dream. Go check out Tucker F. Upper on YouTube and his lovely wife, Sammy J. Get the sponsors, get the shout out, send them a clip. Say you're featured on the Friday Night Live with the surf report section with your homeboy, the Grom. So, guys and girls, let's see if I can see the keys. Hang on, let me have it down here. Oh yeah. So guys and girls, let's see if we can fire this up. It's terrible, isn't it? So, as you may have heard me say earlier on, West Coast of Cali, they were getting it. I've spoken to a few people, and over the last little while, there was a huge flat spell. And then this weekend just gone, you'll have to ask the man himself, the everyday surfer. From what I was told, Huntington Beach was absolutely firing. So yeah, I hope that was the case. Now, if you've been looking around the UK coast, there's been dribs and drabs. If you can see this chart, this is the surf forecast for the weekend ahead. It's flat. It seems flat absolutely everywhere. But you know what we can do with that in this country? Fire up the wave pool. So yes, if you don't already know, the Grom is going to the wave, none other than the Bristol wave on Sunday. So it's going to be absolutely epic. Now looking into this as well, right? Everywhere else over the course of this weekend, let me find the clear, check it. Everywhere over the course of this weekend is just absolutely flat. And I was searching across, I've been looking over like Cornwall. There's some little like ankle slappers. You're talking like 2 foot, 4 seconds. You'll see the screen zooming in. Across that bottom coast, south coast, like surfing, the home of surfing of the UK. There's just like not a lot going on whatsoever. But as this screen rolls on, like there's my favorite little spot, West Wittering. Even for the boys like the Island Rats, or the Channel Rats as they like to go by, like it just not looking good whatsoever. 9 o'clock Sunday morning though, while we're at the wave, trust me guys and girls, it's going to be one thing and one thing only. You know the score.
And then after that, you just drop in, just ride the barrel and get pitted. So pitted.
And yeah, that was the surf report. It was awful, but you gotta love it. We do try around here. Did it work? Did we pull it off? Did you get anything out of it? Or should we scrap it? Shall I tell my researchers to step their game up and bring a little bit more to that part of the show? But as I said earlier, there are a few usual suspects, and I've even seen some more pop up in the live chats. And the Everyday Surfer is one of those usual suspects. And I know his local haunt, jaunt, or spot, whatever you want to call it, happens to be Huntington Beach. And if you haven't checked out his channel, go and check out the Everyday Surfer here on YouTube and just check out his trips, shall we say, to his local spot. Because from what I'd heard from we were discussing it, it was going off, and I'm yet to see your latest video, dude, so I've completely let the side down on that. But I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it until the last moment so I can watch it and get all fired up for my own trip on Sunday. And I know that I am not the only person this Sunday to be doing something pretty awesome. And I am hoping that Dan, the legendary Dan Cobb, is still in the live chats, because I know he is going to do some awesome stuff Sunday. And also, Mr. Chris Avery himself, I know he is going on quite a mental, and I will say quite mental, trip on Sunday. He's like going across the other side of the world, man. I'm only going down to Bristol, but hey, I am happy. I will be joined with none other than the legendary van life wonder for a surf trip to, yes, the Wave in Bristol. And you know I've said it in the past, and you know I've never actually actioned it. But this Sunday, I'm not going to make any promises, but I'm pointing at you very rudely that I'm going to try my very best to do a live from the Wave. I have no idea what time, and I am also going to reach out to the legendary Rick Slade to hopefully remind me of this and at least poke me and say, Mark, you ain't done a live. Do a goddamn live. And we will try to do a live, and I want to do a live here on YouTube. So if you haven't already hit the notification bell for the channel, please do, and you will see hopefully a notification pop up some point early hours of Sunday. I'm talking like before midday, maybe a little bit later. Obviously I know that's not going to be too convenient for some of you guys that are on the other side of the pond and in completely different time zones, but it still will be there obviously when you wake. And we're going to try to get a little live and try to get some of the action from the day, and just more so, I'm going to bring you some surfing content of other people that can surf, so that you don't feel too robbed when you see Monday night's vlog and you see the Grom drowning. So yeah, hey man, I'm always thinking about bringing you the very best, something like that. Now, on my notice board this week, I've got some notes up there, but I can barely see it. Poor standards. The black marker run out, and that is just not what you need like 5 minutes before the show. However, we've mentioned the Wave, and we've talked about plans. I'm doing well. So, you would have seen in the live chats that yet again this week I run the poll. Yes, the poll was, do we do a Q&A section for this week? Now, I'm noticing, if I could blow this open, there was a few people that said no. So hey man, like, I need a boo sound, don't I? That's okay. I'm not hurt by that thought. But I'm going to end the poll because we've got 70% saying that we're going to have a Q&A section. And how very dare I refuse the people that voted yes. So, it's been a while. We haven't done one for a few weeks. And I just know that you're already lined up. And I wouldn't be too surprised if there's a few individuals in the live chat that have already fired off questions that are just like epic. I have just noticed Everyday Surfer said 3 to 4 foot, glassy in the morning, wind picked up at 9, turn choppy. But yeah, 3 to 4 foot glassy, that's got Grom written all over it. Just to let you know, hopefully, if you haven't seen the video on my channel from 2022 called I Let the Side Down, it's also in the playlists under the Wave. I was very honoured and mind blown to be fortunate enough to spend the day at the Bristol Wave with none other than the big dog himself, the legendary Ben Gravy. And let's just say this, The only session that I could get booked in was an intermediate session, and my surfing skill and my experience at that time was near on nil point. I'd had probably 2 beginner surf lessons. And we went straight in onto the intermediate because that was the only session going, and I thought, well, hey, if you don't push your boundaries and you don't step your game up, how are you ever going to improve? Let's just say probably bit off a little bit. It's not even a probably. It was a matter of fact that I did bite off more than I can chew. Most of it would have probably been good until he turned around and said, don't worry, I'll get the shot for you. When you know Ben Gravy is videoing you, everything tends to go out of the window. Yes, I paddled out there at about 400 million miles an hour, like I'm some supreme legendary pro surfer. Got to the end and was already exhausted, puffed out, and my arms were like little spaniely noodles. Then I was expecting myself to paddle for waves. Yes, let's just say I learned a very valuable lesson that I can hold my breath for quite a long time underwater. Yes. Anyway, right, let's not spoil it. Let's get it going, because I bet you're all fired up and ready to rock and roll. That worked out really nice, did it not? Like, check that out. Let's kill the... We don't need you. Go away, crowd. Go away. That was pretty ironic, though, because I hit the Q&A and it actually fired up the results for the Q&A. It was almost like it knew something. It's one of those other things that I should try. If I say, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up, did it make the screen flash and make the little thumb do something? Or like, did thumbs pop off my thumbs? I don't know. Works in other people's vids, never works in mine. The other thing is, if you say, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and you haven't subscribed to the channel, the little subscribe button's supposed to flash and do little twinkly things. Anyway, made me look. Okay, so guys and girls, this is the moment for you to take control of the show. Q&A session with me. However, this week, we're going to do it a little bit different, because you guys are going to ask questions and almost take control of the show. And I'm just going to sit here, chill out, might even have a little browse through the live section myself to see what's going on. Because there's a bit of me that wanted to do this a few weeks ago, where I need to figure out a way that I can give part of the show to you lot. I was trying to figure out, well, I know a way that I could actually share the link, probably in the live chat, which could go completely wrong. But if I share the link in the live chat to join me on the live, we could just have random people pop up in the live halfway through. How crazy would that be? But I kind of want to figure out a way of giving a bit of the show back to you lovely people. One, then I could sit here and peruse the live chat and just lose the plot, and sit back and relax and drink coffee while you guys take control of the show. It'd be kind of gnarly if I can figure it. I'm working on it. So, what's been your favourite book and why? Oh. So I've been mentioning books quite a lot on the Friday Night Lives in past weeks. To this point, I'll be really honest. My most favourite book to date, audio book, I will say, and taking nothing away from the legendary Jocko Willink, but The Cosmos by Carl Sagan, the 1970s or 80s book, I believe. Let's just say it's not exactly new, and there has been a revision done of it, and I believe there's also been a updated television series done by Neil deGrasse Tyson. However, the old first edition, shall we say, version of The Cosmos by Carl Sagan was a book that changed where I was heading. More so because I'd never ever ventured into something so technical, so in depth, and so out there, for want of a better way of putting it. And that was quite a lengthy listen. And as I say, it wasn't a genuine good old-fashioned material book. It wasn't audio, but it was fascinating. It was mind-blowing, fascinating, but it also sparked a new want to go and listen to stuff that was way more in depth and way more technical than I'd ever reached into ever before. The only other book that comes close to that in the completely opposite end of the spectrum, and I want to say it's by Robert Sheckler. I think I've pronounced that right. And it's a very small fictional book called Mind Swap. And I'd be very interested if anybody currently watching or watching after the live has ever heard of that book. If you've ever heard of it, then I would love to hear what you thought of it. But if you haven't, I would highly recommend go and check it out. I know the book is called Mind Swap. I may very much have the author wrong. I want to say his name is Robert Sheckler. I think that's right. Go and check that out. That was just a beautiful little escape. Anyway, made me look. I'm interested in Mr. Everyday Surfer. What made you look? Let me know in the live chat. What's something that you regret? Oh, God, Cockney Buddha's coming straight out of the gate with the big ones. Right. What's something that I regret? You know, I'm always honest, and this might sound a little bit far-fetched. I might have to ponder the thought for a little bit longer. I'll be honest and say I honestly haven't got any regrets, because for whatever reasons that I've done what I've done until this point, it's just part of the story, baby. And it's got me to where I am now. And those interactions, choices, lack of, or whatever, has got me to this point where I'm sat here doing what I'm doing, and I love it. And I wouldn't change any of that, so no regrets. The only thing that maybe I'd say is I wish I hadn't have let other people's ideas of what a surfer or how a surfer comes into existence, i.e. you need to be born by the sea, had got in the way for as long as it did. But even then, actually, I know I stand by my first statement, which is no. I'm really happy that I was really old before I started surfing, and it is going to be a lifelong challenge. But it ain't no biggie. I'm enjoying it. I love it. And yeah, I wouldn't change anything. Everything seems to be going quite good. Ups and downs and all the bad experiences included, man. That is God's honest truth. I would say we're all right. And I'd like to keep going along that line where if we can get to the end of the road and say no regrets, dude, that's the biggest win ever. So, yes, Mr. Chris, you lucky little sausage, you are off on holiday for 10 days, away from work and stress. And yes, it's all inclusive. We love you really, don't worry, dude. Hit the like button. Yes, please. Thank you, Mr. Legendary Everyday Surfer. When you said hit the like button, did it do anything? Did anything pop up on the screen? I don't know. I have to work on that. I've seen other people do it where they're like, and it just goes, pop, 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 pop. Hey, that was pretty awesome. What's a lesson that somebody has given you that you, hang on, I got the art in the way. Given you that you take with you every day? Whoa. What's a lesson that somebody has given you? God, you got me there, dude. And it's not even the want of trying to sound all philosophical. Easy for you to say. They're really like little lessons. I don't think I've got any big one lesson. I think if anything, it would just be like, just really grassrootsy lessons in relations to how to use power tools, or how to use a screwdriver, or how to use a circular saw, or a belt sander, or a sander, or a jigsaw, or a chainsaw, or all of that stuff. I was very fortunate enough to be raised by my granddad, and my granddad was in a position where he was more than happy to explain and show how to use things so that you don't end up causing yourself a mischief. And that happened at a relatively early age. Dude, if he'd shown me what he's shown me with in regards to like using power tools and just stuff that would probably hurt, or most people get hurt with on a daily basis, at the age that I got shown, and learned and kept those skills with me for this amount of time. If only he'd been a surfer, it would have been epic. But can't have everything, right? It don't have to be from childhood. No, and I agree, dude. Lessons are learned every day. But some of the most, bearing in mind my work and the majority of jobs that I've done in the past, I don't think, I probably count 2 jobs where I haven't used those skills, and every other job that I've had, and I've had a lot of jobs, I've used those sort of fundamental, what I took for granted that everybody knows kind of skills, because I thought they were what everybody knew. However, I have worked with other individuals that didn't know how to use a screwdriver or a power drill, or which again, it was one of those things that was quite eye-opening to realise that, hey man, not everybody has that grace or opportunity to learn those things. And sometimes it's quite remarkable of just what we think is general knowledge or general skills that aren't general. So I hope that answers your question, dude. Screwdriver, you mean hammer. See, there you go. Perfect example. And I reckon that, ladies and gentlemen, brings it to the end of the Q&A section. So, I'm interested. I haven't seen it fired up in the live chats, and I'm hoping some of you guys and girls might leave it in the comments below. What do you think going forward? Should it stay Grom? Should it maybe change to the surfing sturgeon? Should it go to just something as plain and simple as Mark's vlog? That'd be really interesting, and I would really highly appreciate any of your feedback on that idea, because it's been something that's been perplexing me for a very long time as to, if we do change it, what do we change it to for the future? And the Grom. I was going to be really common and say the Grom, but the Grom works. I think most people know me as the Grom now, and it might stick, but who knows? If somebody else comes up with a miraculous idea, or maybe I will be doing something and you have one of those eureka moments where the idea just drops in my lap, but who blooming knows? Surfing sturgeon, I think. Capital bird's eye fish fingers. Yeah. So, well, guys and girls, it's brought us to the end of another show. It's been a little bit sketchy and rough around the edges, but I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I've enjoyed having you guys and girls tune in. I always do. I appreciate the absolute hell out of you taking the times out of your lives to support what I do on this channel, support what I do in the lives or in the daily vlogs. And it's always just remarkable how much interaction, feedback, and everything that kind of goes into that, regardless of whether it's here, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Twitter, and across social media platforms. Just the one-to-ones and the conversations that I share with people that have predominantly come across me via this vlog is absolutely mind-blowing, and I adore it. It's a great feeling and it's a great vibe, and it's built such a great sense of kind of belonging, which, if I'm brutally honest, before starting the vlog, I most definitely felt like the one and only complete most furthest away from any normal kook that there ever was going to be on this planet. And it's just nice to know that if I'm going to be a kook, I am surrounded by plenty of people that make me feel very welcome to be a kook and just happy to be myself. So I appreciate the hell out of that, guys and girls. As always, we'll be back 10:45 next Friday. Obviously, don't forget, hit the notification bell and stay tuned, because I will try my very best. I will not promise anything, but I will try my very best to bring you alive from the Bristol Wave on Sunday. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And obviously, yes, the Bristol Wave vlog will drop Monday, 6 p.m. GMT. So tune into that. Be ready with your popcorn and your laughing hat on, because I imagine there might be a few comical sketches, or at least comical moments in it, if I have my way, especially if I get involved in trying to go back to redeem myself on an intermediate. All sessions are booked at the minute, but hey, if there's a cancellation, I'll be getting myself in there and trying to perfect my over the lip drowning face. So yeah, all you surfers out there will know the score on that one. Going over the falls, gotta love it, especially if you're getting like washing machined as well. So guys and girls, have a fantastic week. For everybody that's going abroad or going on holidays, stay safe, have fun, build memories, and take the time to just enjoy it. Something that I've said in today's vlog, which will air tomorrow, and it was something that I dropped on some co-workers this morning at about 25 to 8, so they were not with the Grom deepness, which was, your mind can project you into the future or it can transport you into the past, but your body is only ever in the now. That's a heavy thought for a Friday night, right? On that note, stay awesome, stay focused, stay positive, and stay getting after it. So until the next show, take care of yourselves.